This is 219 News Now, brought to you by Strachan Van Til, making lives easier for 94 years.
I'm Andrew Garcia, and this is your 219 News Now. Wednesday marked the 23rd anniversary since the 9/11 terrorist attacks. In the 2 decades that have passed since, Americans often have had memorials or remembrances to reflect on what transpired that day. In 2013, the town of Cherville installed a memorial with a beam from one of the World Trade Center towers, and the Cherville 9/11 Memorial Committee continues to hold a yearly event for anyone that wants to come by.
So we just want to make sure that people don't forget it. We don't want it to be just something that happened in the past. We want to make sure they understand how big of an event this really was. Our country was attacked on our own soil. It's kind of important to see how we bounce back from what happened in that and how strong the country became after that event.
A federal judge has authorized the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority to sue former CEO Spiros Batistatos for fraud and unjust enrichment. He is accused of taking more than $200,000 by impermissibly hoarding vacation days. The SSCVA says it was compelled to buy back the days between 2014 and 2021 by depositing money into an annuity account maintained by Batistatos. Magistrate John Martin gave the SSCVA permission to move forward with the suit. Caitlin Clark Mania has come to Northwest Indiana. You can now walk through a corn maze at County Line Orchard in the shape of the Indiana Fever Star Guard, and it is the craze of the internet. As far as I know, it's the first one. I haven't seen anyone else do it, said Luke Family of Brands co-owner Tom Collins. It ended up on ESPN and Sports Illustrated. It got 10 million views in a 12-hour period. It went 0 to 60 mph fast. We have helicopters flying over the maze. We have a countless number of drone requests. You can visit the maze from now through the end of Halloween. And in sports, Purdue will look to jump out to a 2-0 start on Saturday when the Boilermakers play host to Notre Dame, who is coming off a major upset suffered at home last week at the hands of Northern Illinois. Sports director Sam Michael sat down with the voice of the Boilermakers, Tim Newton, to discuss how Purdue can pull off the victory.
We saw some things, though, that Northern Illinois showed, and that is Notre Dame's offensive line is very inexperienced. And I do think Purdue has some great talent up front. We saw Will Helt have a big game against Indiana State. I think it will be interesting to see if the Irish can give Riley Leonard the time to throw on Saturday. I do think for Notre Dame to be able to come into Ross-Ade and win, they're going to have to establish their running game. I know the Boilermaker coaching staff is very impressed with a couple of guys on that Irish roster, including Jeremiah Love, the running back. He's a real talent. He's got the ability to break big plays from anywhere on the field. At the wide receiver spot, I think Bo Collins is a player that they again can make big plays. Leonard has struggled throwing the football, and we've seen that in the first 2 games, but the one thing he does pretty well, and again is something they're aware of, is he can keep plays alive with his legs.
To read up on more local news and headlines, visit JEDtv.com and NWI.com. I'm Andrew Garcia, and this has been your 219 News Now.